If anyone leaks anything, people don't understand that jeopardizes the lives of our great men and women in law enforcement. And if you leaked it, we will find out who you are and we will come after you. And it's not going to stop our mission. It's not going to stop the president's mission to make America safe again. If you don't follow the law, you will be prosecuted by the Department of Justice.
Okay, that's U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi saying, yes, the Justice Department will go after any government worker leaking to the media. An anonymous government worker allegedly leaked to the L.A. Times, giving criminal illegal aliens a heads up about ICE raids in L.A. later this month. Also on the West Coast, too. Joining us now, California Congressman Darrell Issa with House Judiciary and House Foreign Affairs. Congressman, it's great to see you again. The L.A. Times is in your home state. When you heard this story, what was your reaction? What do we know about this?
Well, what we know is that an impending raid was leaked. That raid is not a raid to pick up farm workers. That's a raid going after criminal aliens, people who have committed crimes over and above being in the country illegally. So what we're talking about is people with guns, people with the willingness to use them. And so there couldn't be a more appropriate one for Attorney General Bondi to say, look, we've got to go after them. You can imagine if the FBI had one of their operations compromised, they would be looking for that person that put them in an absolute jeopardy situation. When you're going after criminals, the last thing you want is for them to be ready with their guns drawn.
You know, Congressman, your point's well taken, because what the L.A. Times reported in terms of what the government leaker said, that government leaker had detailed information. They sounded close to the situation, close to knowing, and they knew what the ICE raids were going to be. Here's the quote, that this week on the West Coast and also on the East Coast next week, they're going to potentially arrest 100,000 illegal aliens, deport them back to Mexico, Colombia, El Salvador, and Guatemala, that there's a mile-long line of Homeland Security and CBP trucks in front of Camp Pendleton in San Diego ready to go, and that U.S. Marines are ready to descend on the southern border in California to secure the crossings. This person knows what's happening. This person sounds really close to the action at ICE, right?
It does sound exactly that way. And by the way, I'm very glad that 500 of my Marines at Camp Pendleton are now part of slowing to a trickle coming into the country. Although, in fairness, 600 coming in, which is dramatically down, we're still only getting 1,000 or so a day out of the country. So we're just beginning to turn from a net import to a net export, particularly of criminal aliens.
All right. Congressman Issa, thank you for joining us tonight. It's great to hear from you.